two?
This is Tyson and Bailey.
Tyson and Bailey?
Yeah.
This is the famous Tyson.
The famous Tyson.
That must be that one.
This is this one,
That
yeah.
one's not paying attention.
No. She don't care.
Where are you from?
Millbrook.
Millbrook, all right, not very far. The horses were hard enough. But who's gonna win the inaugural Wiener Dog race? I mean, this one loves tummy rubs and TV. This one doesn't listen. No way that one's gonna win. And this one can dance, but I don't think dancing's gonna help. I don't know how to pick. Now, how did you hear about it? Your mom. Your mom told you? That's how it always works. Mom tells you. And what did you think when your mom said, there's a race for your dog? Do you think that was a cool idea? Oh, you think you can win?
Oh, he can win.
Oh, he can win. All right, so if I was gonna bet on a dog, this is the dog I should bet on? All right. So you're the only people here who have team sweaters for your dog. Like, you guys are serious.
Oh yeah, we're serious, yeah.
So
this is her first race.
The first race, okay.
Ever. Yeah.
And what made you decide that your weenie Wawa could win this race?
Well, she runs super, super fast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, there's a little girl over there with a dog named Cooper who is convinced her dog's
That
gonna
person's
win.
gonna win?
So you two like have a bit of a grudge match here.
It's
oh,
on.
It's on, is it? All right.
Yeah.
Oh, Donkey Kong. Okay.
I'm from Ottawa, Ontario.
Oh, wow. How did you find out about a race in Truro?
Well, I was brought up in Truro many years ago, and I came back here to visit the family.
And this happened to be going on at the same time?
Happened to be going on at the same time. I said, well, why not?
That is fortuitous.
Yes.
So, do you remember the Truro Raceway when you were younger?
Oh, yes, I most certainly have.
And I bet they weren't racing dogs then.
No, they weren't racing dogs.
We'll introduce the field here for the first eliminations. All fillies here on the field. For post one is Rattle. It's a 5-year-old owned by Phelan McLean. Owned by Aaron Silverboy. Bailey is 6 years old. For post 3 is Lily, a 5-year-old female owned by Mallory Butler. And Copper has the outside post 4. Youngest in the field at only 1 year old. Owned by Jessica Allen. Set for the start here on the first elimination. And they're off and quickly away. That is Lily right down the wire. Will win it. Lily, winner of the first heat here in the Wiener Dog races.
Ah, the Wiener Dog. These races at the Truro Raceway are good for a laugh, but in some places, races like this are serious business. In the United States, some Wiener Dog races attract thousands of spectators. The dogs, of course, are not officially called Wiener Dogs. The correct name and pronunciation is Dachshund. It's of German origin and literally translates to badger hound. Bred to flush out badgers and other burrow-dwelling animals, their long, lean bodies allow them to slip into burrows more easily. In fact, there are what are known as earth dog trials, where the dogs actually hunt through tunnels. These dogs go by a number of names. Some call them Dachshunds, a commonly used mispronunciation that I've even used. In Germany, Dachshunds are widely called Dackel, and hunters there call them Teckel. In different places, they are also known as badger dogs, doxies, sausage dogs, and of course, the Wiener Dog. How does it feel to be the big winner of the inaugural Truro Raceway International Wiener Dog Championship?
Well, it's a lot of pressure, and
A lot of training went into this.
Chester feels it. Yeah, he was doing like 10 and 20 meter wind sprints all week.
Yeah, working hard.
He was on protein shakes and that kind of thing. And
now he goes back to see his personal trainer
and then,
for the next race?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. He's waiting now for a big massage on his hams because it's tightened up a little bit.
That's a lot of work,
but he'll be good in the long run. Pardon the pun.
This breed is near and dear to my heart. My aunt and uncle bred them back in the 80s. I was introduced to them, mini long hairs, and they are not like any other dog. They're very cat-like in that when they want attention, they'll come seek it. They're very wary of strangers, but I love them to death. When they they're your dog, they're your dog. They love their people. They're very leery of strangers, as you guys have probably noticed.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they've been barking.
Exactly.
And so forth.
But once they get to know you, they'll know you forever.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
And people have told me that they are a very loyal breed.
They are very loyal. The boys are much more loyal than the girls.
Really?
The girls are much more independent and want to venture out and seek things out. The boys are typical boys. They will stay with you. They'll love you to death.
Breeding in Germany is a little different than Canada. In their place of origin, the dogs are bred in 3 distinct lines among each of the coat types. The family dog, but also a line called Jagdliche Leistungsdog, which literally means hunting-related performance breed, and Gebrauchsdog, which means working dog breeding. I apologize for my poor German, but hopefully you get the point.
We've been breeding them for 7 years. I've been involved in the breed for about 18 years, I'll say, a long time. But I didn't start breeding until 2017. Our first litter was born. Leia was our girl that had our first litter. She had 3 puppies. One didn't make it, so the other 2, one puppy he's got his championship. And then we waited. We're not in it to produce mass puppies. For me, it's about improving the breed and improving their temperament. The temperament of the smooths are not, well, they're not that great.
Okay.
But it's different too, because she was born in North America, but one of our other girls was born in Russia.
Oh, really?
And their temperament is outstanding, believe it or not. Even though she's being very shy, she's not aggressive, where these guys is like, look, you gotta be careful. But they're just a wonderful breed, and they'll do anything for you. These guys are red. They come in black and tan. They come in dapple, which is other breeds call them merles.
Yeah.
So they've got white and black, and like white and black, but it's more of a spotting kind of thing. It's more streaky. And some of the different coats they have cream color. This is our Princess Leia. Stop.
So are they naturally a skittish breed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. This is actually they're very leery of strangers. Their people are their people. They'll stick with you forever. But they're very leery. Like, it'll take a while for them to calm down and relax.
Because it doesn't strike me as aggressive. It just strikes me as a little bit nervous, a little bit unsure.
Absolutely, and because of their small stature too, right? They've got to make sure that they're bigger, so that people aren't going to mess with them. Finn.
So miniature dachshunds, there are a number of different types. They aren't just one thing, right?
No, there's actually 3 types. There's the miniature and the standard. Stop. The miniature, these guys, their usually ideal weight is 10 pounds, 10, 11 pounds. The standards are much bigger. They go up to 22 to 30 pounds. Okay. There's 3 coat types: the smooth, which is what these guys are, the long hair, and the wire hair.
All right. So does that make for 9 different types of
They're
dachshund?
different, actually, and different temperaments in all of them.
Really?
They're all different. These guys are the original dachshund, the standard smooths. They were bred originally to go after, the standards are bred to go after badgers.
Okay.
So a dachshund is actually a badger dog.
Really?
Yes. These guys were shrunk down to go after fox and rabbit.
Okay.
So they will go into the dens and get their prey. With our last litter, we went to West Virginia.
Okay.
To a male out there who was, his temperament was beautiful. He's Russian. And trying to find the right match for these guys. It's the same as of any breed. Good girl, Leia.
We're friends now, are we?
Yeah,
Okay.
now you're friends. Finn. So trying to find the right male to breed with these guys, I wouldn't use him because I didn't like his temperament that much. He wasn't what I was looking for. The Russian males, the Russian dogs are much more outgoing. And to try to improve that breed, you have to go outside. I don't have a lot of people to connect with. There aren't that many mini smooth breeders here in the Maritimes.
I was going to say, it's not a common breed,
It's
is it?
not a common breed. So that's why, like, actually Leia, Finn, and Shay actually all come from New York State.
All right.
They come from a breeder down there. We went to her 3 times because I love her dogs. So having to find a male and wanting to bring new blood into the breed is what I did. So we went to West Virginia to do that. I'm hoping to improve so that their temperament is more friendlier.
Okay.
Because you shouldn't have to.
Squirt water bottles up?
Exactly. They're very. It's crazy because they should be outgoing. They should, you know, they do love their people, but our Russian girl is much more outgoing and lovable. Whereas I could hand her off to somebody. I can hand them off to you too, but just to make them friendlier, more outgoing, and more willing to meet people, and not have people think that, oh my God, they're going to bite me.
I would think that they're small enough dogs they could live anywhere. Really.
They could, absolutely, but they bark, and that's a factor. So you have to make sure that wherever they live, well, no, they bark.
So they're not going to be an ideal apartment dog.
No, absolutely not. I would not. That would be, for me, apartment living would not work. Just last year, I had probably over 40 people contact me looking for puppies.
Really?
Yes. And, I mean, Shay has had 2 litters. Her first litter had 5 puppies, and the second one had 3. So they don't produce a lot. The standards are going to produce bigger litters because they're bigger dogs. But, you know, it depends on who's on TV. It's the fad of the day, right? Whatever dog's on TV. These guys, they're cute. They're hot dogs. Everybody wants a hot dog. Stop.
Do you, when you're looking at prospective owners,
Yes.
the ones that you breed,
Yeah.
do you worry about that? Like
Absolutely.
Do you look and you go, are they for the dog because it's been in a TV show or appeared somewhere,
Yeah.
versus someone that really knows what they're getting into?
I was very picky about who my dogs go to. Our last one, Shay's last litter, one of the pups stayed here with us. One went down to New York, and the last one went to St. John, New Brunswick. There were people that were put in touch with me, but they'd had a Dachshund previously.
Okay.
So owning a Dachshund beforehand is a big factor too, so you know what you're getting into. Anybody that wants one of our puppies, I have to meet them.
Not everything is wonderful in the world of Dachshunds. In 2022, they were the 7th most popular breed in the United States, but sadly, as with many breeds which see increases in popularity, that also means increases in those ending up in rescues.
We are busy sometimes, and other times it's lighter, which is good. It means that they're in their homes and they're safe and they're happy. But quite often we do. 2022, we had nearly 2 dozen surrendered. Wow. That doesn't include the ones that we already had in care, plus that are in compassionate care.
Why do Dachshunds get surrendered?
There's a lot of different reasons. We've noticed post-COVID, where people were getting dogs during COVID, that the dogs have developed anxiety. So the people are now going back to work when they were so used to having their humans home with them every day. So there's a little bit of anxiety there. So they've decided that it's best interest of the dog to have a better life, to go somewhere where there are people that either work from home or can be home with them that may be retired. Sadly, some of the dogs that we do get into care come from where their owners have passed away or wind up in long-term care facilities. So in that case, they're surrendered as well.
There's a variety of situations.
Yes, definitely.
I'm actually the president of the Atlanta Canadian Dachshund Rescue, and I welcome you to our Weiner Walk today. We have one of our new surrenders, we have an alumni, and we have so many new friends.
Every dog requires a different home because of their personality, their behavioral or medical makeup. Some of them will never see a foster, or will never see outside the foster's home. So those are compassionate care. We as a rescue will keep them in care for the rest of their lives. For the ones that are going out, perhaps they have anxiety. So they need a home where somebody is home all the time. Maybe behaviorally they're scared and they act out aggressively. So we would put them in a home where there are no children, no other pets, and with somebody who has a common sense and ability to be able to look after those behavioral issues. So every dog, you know, and that's why we keep them in care for an extended period of time. Minimum is 3 weeks. They could be in care up to 2 or 3 months. We assess them medically and we assess them behaviorally. And then we decide as a group what are the requirements for this dog. And the adoption coordinator is then tasked to read every application that comes in and find those who are best suited for that dog.
Who is the ideal owner of a dachshund?
Ideal owner? I don't know if they're, stop it. I don't really, the ideal owner to me is somebody who's gonna put up with their antics, understand that they're a breed, they're not like every breed, somebody just can't, you can't rush in and pet the dog and go, oh, I love them, I love them. They have to get to know you, and they have to have the patience and understanding that this breed is not typical. They have to, a good boy, come here. That's my boy. They have to be willing to understand their quirks and know that you've made a friend for life.
We're
now.
friends now?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. I know those guys are very, I'd be wary of them too, but you know.
For me, the ideal owner is going to be somebody who's going to love them for their quirks and understand that and be responsible with their weight. You know, you have to be careful of the weight because you see the long back. They can get disc compressions, which is called IVDD, and they can become paralyzed. So you have to be careful with their weight. Like their ideal weight for these guys is no more than 11 pounds.
IVDD, intervertebral disc disease, is something that is very common with the breed. Long bodies, you know, as they age, some of them do get it when they're younger too, but as they age, gain weight, they do kind of get that bow, and that is not good for their spine. So preventative maintenance would be don't allow them to jump up or down, you know, get ramps and stairs, stuff like that. Protect them while they're young so they do not have those conditions as they age.
Why don't you first introduce me to who these folks are? We have a little noisy one here.
So this little one is Pistachio. He is 9 weeks old. He's a miniature long-haired dapple.
And then he's got a couple of health issues.
He does, yeah. So he has a miniature eye, and so we're not quite sure how his vision is in that eye, if it's, you know, if he's blind or limited, but it doesn't seem to bother him too much right now, so we're just going to keep kind of an eye on it. He does, yeah. And this older guy here is Dexter. He is 13.
Yeah.
And he is a short-haired black and tan.
You want to try to get down? All right.
Go.
And so Dexter is a black and tan.
Yeah, so he's short-haired, miniature dachshund, black and tan. And he also has some health conditions, so he's got congestive heart failure and then some kidney problems. But he does pretty good, and he's pretty happy, despite.
No, I guess ideally you would have no dogs coming into rescue because they would all be in homes that, you know, people wouldn't pass away. There wouldn't be family issues that they need to pass them on. So what advice would you give to someone that's thinking about getting a dachshund? What do they need to consider?
First of all, that reading the bio and understanding that specific dog is very important. Knowing that you need to have money set aside, that you understand the medical requirements of some of these as they age. Love. You know, some of them have come from very scary situations. You know, not all dogs are loved. And sadly, we do get those too. They're a piece of property. And not cared for to the best of the human's ability. So you have to have a sense of understanding and empathy for where they've come from and be able to work towards giving them the best forever home that they could ever ask for.
I grew up with Dachshunds in the house all the time, and so did my grandparents. They had Dachshunds as well. So it kind of became...
They came by this naturally.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of became a love. And then my partner and I, we started looking for our own Dachshund, and Dexter happened to just kind of fall into our laps, and we just wanted to give him kind of the best home we could for the time he had left. So
Now, it's a lot more work to take care of a dachshund that is has health issues.
definitely, yeah.
So, I mean, what is it about that you go, oh yeah, but that's still what I want to do?
Well, I mean, it's easy enough to just, take care of a dog regularly, take them for walks, take them out, and they're pretty happy normally, but then when they have health issues, they just need that extra little bit of love. So I find that Dexter's just a little bit more cuddly, he's a little bit more lovey. You can kind of tell that he just wants a little bit more attention.
I would put them in anything. They can do sprinter trial, they do scent training.
And it's interesting you say sprinter trials because we actually went to Weiner Dog races in Truro.
Yes.
That was interesting. The sense of direction was lacking.
Yeah, and we thought about going, and I was like, I know they'd go out to do it. There's no guarantee they'd come back.
Yeah, that was sort of like how it was.
Yeah.
There were some fast dogs out there.
There were some fast dogs, yes, but yours ran straight. And that
She did.
seems to be how you win this, is you run straight.
A straight line, there you go.
For sure, yeah.
So these dogs have 4-inch legs.
Yeah.
We get a lot of snow in the Atlantic provinces, like 6 inches or more. So you tell me, if you had 4-inch legs, would you go out in 6 inches or more of snow? That's what we call poop in the house day.
So that's just something you've got to be ready for with the
Yes,
dachshund.
training.
So but I guess then you could train them to use the bathroom in this particular area?
Yeah,
Is that what you would do?
we have heard a lot of people that will pee pad train them for the winter, or like my father, for example, would go out and snow blow a maze through the yard so his dachshund could have places to run where there was grass during the winter. They feel that they are the boss, the king or the queen kind of thing, and they have this and their whole mandate is to make sure that you are trained properly to be their human. It has nothing to do with we don't need to understand them. They need to make sure that, what they do is perceived as what is right for the rest of their life.
They just have their own such unique little personalities, and yeah, the love that you give to them, they're gonna give right back to you.
Each one has their own quirks and personalities, but there's one thing among the whole dachshund breed that anybody would say is loyalty. They are loyal to their humans beyond compare of any other breed that I've ever had to deal with myself or I've ever owned. They're so fun and quirky, and their personalities range, and playful, and they're so little, so you get those, hugs and snuggles and stuff, which is a big thing for me, is having a lap dog.
There's a lot of dachshunds up around here. Dachshund.
There is.
Why, everybody pronounces it dachshund.
They do. They say dachshund. Dachshund is, I guess, the European phrase, but we say dachshund, Weiner dog.
Weiner Dog, yeah.
Weiner dog.
We'll go with that.
Sausage if they're a little overweight.
A little over. Oh, I like that. Good.